the way was getting pushed aside. The original way was getting pushed aside by political forces, theological forces. We don't know exactly all the attendees. We do know who some of them were through ancient lists and different non-biblical records. For example, there were about 220, we're told about 220, maybe to 318. So between 200 and 300 bishops, and I think there was a couple of deacons in there also. Here's some of the names of them. These were men whose decisions would impact the future of our faith forever. That's what we're facing today. That's one of the reasons we're bringing you this information. What actually has shaped the state of the church today? Where are we going at this point? And this is where it started right here. And here's some of the people involved. Alexander of Alexandria, for example. He was a key opponent of Arius. And I'm going to mention Arius in detail here in just a moment. But Alexander, he was powerful, he was respected, and he was deeply influential. And he was an ally of the emperor. There was Athenius. He was a deacon at the time. He was called young, brilliant, forceful. Later on, he would be called the father of orthodoxy. In other words, he would be the church father who framed the doctrines that are in place around the world today as far as Christianity is concerned. And he was politically connected. He was very influential at court. And then there was Eusebius of Caesarea, who was a historian. He was educated, diplomatic, he was cautious, and he was close to Constantine. And then there was Hosius of Corduba. Now, he was Constantine's theological advisor. He was one of the most influential voices in the room. In fact, he's one of the organizers of this particular council. And then an interesting name comes up, Nicholas of Myra. And I imagine there's nobody really have heard this name or could care less about this name, to tell you the truth. However, in later years, he would become the mythological figurehead of Saint Nicholas.
Santa Claus.
Where do we hear that? Saint Nicholas, Santa Claus, right, exactly. Right.